Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Vous allez bien?
Oui.
Vous n'êtes pas affecté par la tempête?
Oui.
Un peu?
Oui.
Ok. Quelques annonces avant de commencer. So, I have already met with some of you for the causerie. Sarah, there was an issue with yours. I think you might have missed my email, so we need to reschedule.
Okay.
If you want to hang on a minute or two after class, we'll do it.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
All right. That's not a problem.
Yeah, okay, great. So just a reminder, if your causerie is coming up later this afternoon, well, later this morning, or on Thursday, please get there 5 minutes in advance to the waiting room. That will allow me to go ahead and take you just in case someone is late. And that already happened this morning, so it was a good thing. It just keeps everything on time so that we're not starting our class, at 10:30, which would be bad. Let's see. So, jeudi, we're going to meet and we're going to do the partie orale online, live. Primarily because I'm going to read you the passage 3 times. I've noticed you have a little more difficulty understanding me than you do in class. So I'll give you extra time. But go ahead and open up to the instructions, but don't start until we're all together because it's still timed. And then I'll tell you what to do. It's not going to be terrible. It's just our last partie orale. So that's Thursday. Grades. So, devoir, our big category that I'll be looking at later, finishing up later today, as will you. So I've dropped a total of 6 assignments, so that's 2 whole chapters, one from Before the Apocalypse and one from the Confinement. So hopefully that will help even things out. I already told you about the participation and préparation that will just be dropping the lowest 14 grades from our confinement because that will take care of the auto-evaluation. And we'll be dropping a control. I may have to eyeball this because some of them have different point values. So I'll have to check on Canvas to make sure it's doing its job because I told it to drop the lowest one, but you never know how the computer is going to take that. Will it be the lowest actual score or will it be the lowest percentage? Because what I want it to drop is the lowest percentage score. Okay, any questions? If you have extra credit, and a couple of you do, Canvas doesn't allow me to add that, so I'll have to add it manually. So just think to yourselves, I know Sarah does, Taylor does, she's not with us today. So, just you're going to have to trust me.
Have you already done the dropping on Canvas?
Yeah, it does it consistently. I'm going to check later today to make sure I've got 14. I try not to set it up at the beginning because otherwise some students will do no work and think they're fine, and then they'll panic because they'll hit that limit of assignments and it'll kick in. But yes, it's already done the dropping. I'm not a huge fan of the Canvas gradebook anyway. An 88 will normally get you an A in my class. I just tend to look for the natural breaks. And I usually have gaps. There'll be very high Bs, and then it'll drop to about 83, 84. and those will be my actual B's. We do this all the time. So if it doesn't make sense to you, just there's a little grades are a number. There's a little wiggle room. So think of your numerical score as your minimum grade. Okay, Tim, you look like you have a question. Are you sure? Okay, but you're okay, you're absolutely certain.
Yes.
Okay, but just, think of it as your minimum score. Yes, we do have to have grades, but there's a lot that goes into your participation and your preparation and your improvement over the course of the class. The very fact that you're willing to come to these awkward sessions and do the best you can and try to keep learning. There are intangible factors. I often tell students it's hard for me to calculate your effort because it doesn't have a numerical score. So try to, if you can, rest assured that I'll do my very best for you. I mean, a 65 is not going to be a B, but, an 88 can definitely be an A. And let me know if you have questions. You can email me, or we can set up a private meeting if you're really, really concerned. I haven't checked in. So far, Canvas is not doing a terrible job, but I know with my grade book, it automatically rounds up every assignment. And Canvas, although it sort of goes out 6 decimal places, and it seems to me that if you're a good student and you get high scores, it squashes them down a little bit. And then if you do poorly, it lifts them up a little bit. So it tries to make everyone average, if that makes any sense to you. But we'll do the best we can with the numbers, and I'll look at the before and after. And yeah, I'll just be as generous as possible. Perhaps more generous. Some semesters an 85 will get you an A, and you've certainly earned it. Okay, any questions? I just don't want you panicking about grades.
So I'm looking at the test 5 for this week. So Thursday it says that the partie orale that we'll do together, that's we'll do that Thursday morning, and then the partie écrite, it says it's due Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
We still have a reading to do. You guys still have a reading to do for me on Thursday and a few activities. So I thought it might be best to push back the grammar portion of the exam until Friday. If you can go ahead and get it done on Thursday, by all means, push forward and have a nice long weekend from French. But if it's all overwhelming, we will do the partie orale and the écriture on Thursday. And then on Friday, you can do the grammar portion of the culture when you get ready, and the vocab. You can do the other 3 sections then. Thought you just might need a little more time for things to sink in. So schedule it as you wish. It's supposed to open Wednesday night. Well, Wednesday at, midnight. Technically Thursday at midnight. Okay, other questions? Okay, let's get started. Oh, I did have one note from your devoir. Be careful with your pronunciations. Be careful to distinguish between futur and conditionnel. So if we want to take the verb être, the conditionnel is going to be seriez with an E. So seriez. And then for the futur, it's just going to be serait. So seriez, serait. And then with avoir, auriez, aurait. For conditionnel and futur. It's important. I can read that distinction, but it's also important that I be able to hear it. OK, j'ai une question pour commencer. Je voudrais réviser un peu le conditionnel passé. OK, voici une question et vous allez travailler en groupe dans les salles breakout. Si vous aviez su, conditionnel passé, si vous aviez su que le virus arriverait bientôt, qu'est-ce que vous auriez fait pendant les vacances de printemps? Je répète la question. Si vous aviez su que le virus arriverait bientôt, qu'est-ce que vous auriez fait pendant les vacances de printemps? Si vous aviez su que le virus arriverait bientôt, qu'est-ce que vous auriez fait pendant les vacances? OK, vous êtes prêts? Je vais ouvrir les salles et vous devez les joindre. OK, voilà. C'est parti. Oh, good heavens, no. So it's 10:21. Alors, quelles sont vos réponses? Si vous aviez su que le virus arriverait bientôt, qu'est-ce que vous auriez fait pendant les vacances?
Um, J'aurais acheté beaucoup de Germex.
Oui, il est difficile de trouver les choses avec qui on peut se laver les mains. Oui, donc tu aurais acheté plus de Germex. Et vous autres, qu'est-ce que vous auriez fait pendant les vacances?
Si j'avais su le virus arrive bientôt. J'aurais acheté beaucoup de papier de toilette.
Oui, tu aurais acheté beaucoup de papier hygiénique?
Oui.
Oui. Oui, c'est un problème. Et vous autres, Laura, Tim?
J'aurais allé à la plage pendant les vacances.
Oui, tu serais tu serais allé à la plage. Moi aussi, je
Oh,
serais allé à la plage. Et Tim, qu'est-ce que tu aurais fait?
Euh, euh, J'irai acheter de livres nouveaux.
OK, condition passé, j'aurais acheté. J'aurais
Oh,
acheté de
j'aurais
nouveaux
acheté.
livres. Moi aussi, je n'ai pas de carte de bibliothèque. Pour la bibliothèque de Chattanooga, j'ai laissé expirer ma carte. Et donc, j'ai presque rien à lire. C'est terrible. OK, je voudrais maintenant pratiquer les phrases avec si. Juste pour réviser. Question générale. Si tu gagnais à la loto, qu'est-ce que tu achèterais? Si tu gagnais à la loto, qu'est-ce que tu achèterais? Qu'est-ce que tu ferais avec l'argent si tu gagnais à la loto? La loto, c'est la loterie. Donc, si tu gagnais à la loto, qu'est-ce que tu achèterais?
J'aurais
Susanna?
J'aurais acheté une nouvelle voiture et payé la université.
OK. Si tu gagnais à la loto, tu payerais conditionnel les frais d'université et tu achèterais une nouvelle voiture. Et Tim, qu'est-ce que tu ferais avec l'argent si tu gagnais à la loto?
euh, euh, j'aurais acheté une nouvelle voiture et des stocks.
Oui, des actions. OK, conditionnel, j'achèterais des actions et une nouvelle voiture. Bon, deuxième question. Si tu allais en France, qu'est-ce que tu voudrais voir? Si tu allais en France, qu'est-ce que tu voudrais voir?
Si j'allais en France, je voudrais voir les montagnes et la côte.
OK, Sarah voudrait voir les montagnes et la côte si elle est en France. Et vous?
je voudrais visiter les restaurants en France et le Tour Eiffel.
Oui, tu voudrais manger dans un restaurant et visiter la Tour Eiffel. Si tu pouvais changer de spécialisation, qu'est-ce que tu étudierais? Si tu pouvais changer de spécialisation, qu'est-ce que tu étudierais?
Pour moi, j'aime ma spécialisation. Je ne voudrais pas changer.
OK, tu ne voudrais absolument pas changer. D'accord. Et vous autres, si tu pouvais changer de spécialisation, qu'est-ce que tu étudierais?
J'irai étudier la biologie parce que j'aime la science.
OK, j'étudierai conditionnel.
Oui.
J'étudierai. OK, phrase avec si pour travailler en groupe. La situation est assez simple. Vous allez répondre à cette situation en groupe dans les salles breakout. Si tu étais super-héros, quels seraient tes pouvoirs? Si tu étais super-héros, quels seraient tes pouvoirs? Si tu étais super-héros, quels seraient tes pouvoirs? OK, je vais ouvrir les salles.
J'ai une question.
Oui.
Je ne sais pas le mot. J'ai oublié le mot.
Quel mot?
Répétez, s'il vous plaît.
Quel mot?
Répétez la question, s'il vous plaît.
Si tu étais super-héros, quels seraient tes pouvoirs?
Héron?
Héros?
Oui.
Un super-héros comme Batman, Superman,
Oh!
etc.,
Okay.
etc. Okay, go join the breakout rooms. Think about it for a minute or two. Quels seraient vos pouvoirs? Alors, si tu étais super-héros, quels seraient tes pouvoirs?
Je pourrais travailler dans les temples.
Oui, tu pourrais travailler dans le temps. Tu pourrais voyager dans le temps.
Oui.
Et,
Oui.
et vous autres, quels seraient vos pouvoirs?
Si j'étais un super-héros, je voudrais le pouvoir pour voler.
Oh, tu volerais si
Oui.
tu étais super-héros. Et vous autres?
Si je serais le super-héros, je pourrais invisible.
Ah, tu serais invisible. C'est intéressant. Susanna, des idées?
Je voudrais l'invisibilité ou le mind lire.
Ah, tu voudrais être clairvoyante. Tu voudrais tu lirais les pensées des autres. Alors, c'est bien. OK, nous avons un texte à discuter et pour aujourd'hui, vous avez préparé le texte sur la semaine de travail et le congé en France, les vacances. C'est à la page 386. 386. 386. Bon, à votre avis, quelles sont quelques différences? Comparez la France aux États-Unis et parlez-moi des différences et des similarités entre la semaine de travail et les vacances en France. Quelles sont quelques différences et similarités entre la semaine de travail et les vacances aux États-Unis et la semaine de travail et les vacances en France?
La différence pour la semaine de travail en France, euh, les Français travaillent 35 heures chaque
Oui.
semaine et les vacances est très long. Euh,
Oui, combien de semaines de vacances ont-ils?
um, um,
Combien de semaines de vacances ont les Français? Laura a dit que les vacances en France sont assez longues. Combien de semaines de vacances ont les travailleurs français?
Il y a 5 semaines de vacances.
Oui, 5 semaines de congés payés. Combien de semaines de vacances est-ce que nous avons aux États-Unis?
2 semaines. Or,
Oui, 2 semaines. 2 semaines au maximum, d'habitude. Et il y a certains travaux où il n'y a pas de vacances, mais 2 semaines d'habitude. Mais si vous êtes salarié en France, 5 semaines de congés payés chaque an. D'autres différences, similarités que vous avez remarquées? Leurs semaines de travail moins longues, leurs vacances sont plus longues.
En France, je pensais que ils faisaient beaucoup de voyager plus aux États-Unis.
Oui, ils aiment beaucoup voyager le week-end et en été, on prend les grandes vacances. Des vacances pour 3 semaines ou un mois. parce qu'on a, effectivement, chaque juillet, chaque août, les Français sont en vacances pendant 4 semaines. Et pour nous, 1 semaine, peut-être 2. Mais oui, ils aiment leurs vacances. There's been talk of adding a 6th week. Wouldn't you like to be a French worker? Yeah, it's nice to have more vacation time. And people come back refreshed. They've actually done studies, and the French are more productive even though we work longer hours. It's because when you work longer hours, eventually you hit the point of no returns. So when you hit the point of no returns, you have to stop because you're not being productive anymore. Okay, question, commentaire? Okay, so the last text is on les vacances scolaires and school in France. And that's a little different. I'm going to try to share a PowerPoint with you just for a second or two, if I can find the right one. So just to give you a little preview, since we won't be talking about that ourselves, don't need that anymore. Where did it go? Ah, yes. My favorite French school children. But one of the things that you'll read about, they don't actually tell you when French students get their vacations, but they all get a week at La Toussaint. And they get they get 2 weeks at La Toussaint, 2 weeks at Noël, 2 weeks for the vacances d'hiver. And that's usually at the end of February. And everyone goes skiing. As a matter of fact, these 2 little boys on the right, they go skiing with their parents. And then vacances de printemps is actually at Easter. So most of them will be on spring vacation now. Of course, they don't end the school year until the end of June. So that's the trade-off. But usually you go about every 6 weeks and then you get a vacation. Now, when both parents work, this causes a problem. So there's a huge debate on whether or not to change the vacation schedule. One of the things that they did was they decided to reduce the school day by 45 minutes because they spend more time actually in the classroom than any other school children in Europe. And one of the things that you're going to read about is that French students go to school on Saturday. When I was in university, I had classes Saturday morning, but I had no classes on Wednesday, ever. Because initially Wednesday was reserved for religious education. And now it's time to do sports. So usually on Wednesday morning, students go to school, and then in the afternoon they do sports, or they go to their ballet lessons or their piano lessons, and that sort of thing. So that's just to sort of flesh out what you'll be reading about. Now, we haven't had much time to work with the phrase avec si. Does anyone have any questions about the phrase avec si? Does it seem clear in theory? One thing, too short, sadly. One thing that you need to remember when working with the phrase avec si is that it is a formula. It's like math. So what you want to do, the tense that you see in the phrase avec si controls what the tense in the other clause can be. So you're going to use them in specific combinations They don't move. It's a little bit like working with the subjunctive. There are lots of expressions with the subjunctive, but once you know which expressions and which verbs trigger the use of the subjunctive, it's really quite easy to sort out. Because it's, well, if it's il est nécessaire, I must use the subjunctive. And it's the same thing with the phrase avec si. If the phrase avec si is in the imparfait, then the other clause must be in the conditional. If it's in the plus que parfait, then the other clause must be conditionnel passé. So I just wanted to review that with you. I know on the video and in your textbook, it told you a little bit about the action progressive. I think there might be one question on the final about that, but mostly we want to keep that at the theoretical level. And that's this sort of science fiction where we talk about how things might be now if these conditions were there then. Okay, and I used the example, si les Anglais ne s'étaient pas engagés dans la guerre de Cent Ans, nous parlerions français en Amérique. And, you know, that's true, because if the English and the French hadn't fought the 100 Years' War over territories, we probably would speak French today. But that ended that 300-year period of development where French and English, you know, where French was the prestige language of England, and they decided that they hated the French and all things French, and now we have this love-hate relationship with them because of the 100 Years' War. So you need to understand that on a theoretical level. I'm not actually going to ask you to produce that. What we want to concentrate on are these other phrases avec si. Okay, are you sure there aren't any questions? Okay, you have some more exercises to do today. And then Thursday, we're going to meet to do the partie orale. I'll read the passage to you 3 times, and then you're going to do your écriture. And then you'll have an additional day to do the vocab section, the culture section, and the grammar section. So it'll give you a little extra time to absorb the phrase avec si. Okay, if you don't have any questions or comments, I'll say goodbye. Sarah, if you could stay on for just a minute so we can fix up our entretien, our rendezvous. Okay, au revoir.
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Is the écriture part, is that also 25 minutes along with the partie orale, or will we have more time to write?
No, you're just going to have 15.
Oh, 15? Okay.
As long as it's your work, I'm paying much less attention to grammar. As long as
Okay.
it's your work and Google hasn't translated it for you. There were some big issues. So as long as it's your work, you'll get an 8, 9, or a 10.
Merci, à
Just,
bientôt.
you know, answer the question.
Merci.
Okay, au revoir. Okay, Sarah, you had signed up for a time that someone else had already signed up for.
Okay.
I had actually missed it. It's not your fault. And there was a lot to read through anyway. So, I don't know if you're available later this afternoon. I do have an opening at 12:10.
12:10.
If it's not okay, it's not okay.
So can we do, is there a time available on Thursday at all still?
I can take you at 12:40.
12:40 on Thursday? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we could try 10 o'clock.
And then do it right before we meet for the partie orale.
Yeah, but that might make me another couple minutes late. Today I was right on time.
Okay.
But we could try to fit it in.
All right. Yeah. If that would work.
Okay,
10 o'clock.
And yeah, 10 o'clock. And then as a backup,
Hmm.
12:40.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
And
we'll
then 5 minutes early and everything, right?
yeah. Yeah, so you'll show up at 9:55 and so will the other speaker. I've had some students just show up à l'heure today, and I could have taken them early. If everyone shows up a little bit early on
Mhm.
Thursday, we'll be fine. And I'll
Okay.
be able to take you. If I know I'm backed up, I'll just send a note.
Okay.
Because
And
I've got
is it the same code that we get with the one we sign up for our class, or is it different?
it's the office hours code. So go to the causerie assignment, and it now has the link in the assignment because it is different. That way you go to a waiting room and I click you in, and that way nobody's surprised. That way I can finish one interview before starting the next one, and nobody drops in surprised. But
Okay.
we'll try 10 and hope for the best. We'll hope for a very smooth Thursday morning so that we can fit you in before.
Okay. That sounds great.
Okay, thanks for understanding.
Of course.
Okay, bye-bye.